On my shoulder, on my shoulder, on my shoulder. There you go. Okay. Hello, hemp activists everywhere. I'm trying to make this as complicated as possible tonight. I've got a splitting headache and I've got a bird on my shoulder. And unfortunately, I don't have any time for editing, so I'm going to have to read something to you that is very important. It concerns a global campaign to completely re-legalize marijuana, and the launch date is officially May 2nd, 2009, the date of the 10th Annual Global Marijuana March. I'm actually the originator of International Drug Policy Day, which was the first international event in history to call for the immediate re-legalization of marijuana. It was celebrated globally for 6 years between 1990 and 1995. The Global Marijuana March began 4 years later in 1999 and celebrates a 10th anniversary on May 2nd and May 9th of 2009. Since 1999, the Global Marijuana March protests have been celebrated in 556 different cities from 54 different nations. Yet such protests have been largely ignored by the corporate-controlled media as well as the moneyed drug reform organizations. I see the 2009 Global Marijuana March as the launching point for an unrelenting international campaign to re-legalize the untaxed and unregulated cultivation of marijuana under what is known as the MERP Model. The MERP Model is a much better solution than Marijuana Prohibition, the medical marijuana model, or the worst model of them all, a model under which marijuana is highly taxed and regulated. The MERP Model is the only model that will immediately destroy the drug cartels and put a stop to the arrest of over 800,000 U.S. citizens each and every year. None of the other models can pretend to achieve these two important goals. And despite the naysayers at the Marijuana Policy Project, the Drug Policy Alliance, and other moneyed drug reform organizations, there is no reason why this cannot occur as early as 2009. In fact, by July 4th would be just fine. I want to thank all the activists that have been promoting the MERP model through their websites for all their help and encouragement. And I encourage consumers and non-consumers alike to do three things. One, attend one of the Global Marijuana March protests until this is over. Two, distribute our mini flyers at and beyond the Global Marijuana March protests of May 2009. In other words, take them to parties, take them to clubs, take them all over the place. Let's end this thing in 2009, okay? And three, contribute your time and money to implement the MERP model immediately. You can send your checks and money orders to New Age Citizen in order to help us on our campaign. To get involved in the great push to get MERP model implemented, I invite you to visit MERP headquarters, which can be easily accessed at my website, newagecitizen.com. That's the words newagecitizen.com. In 1970, activist John St. Clair was sentenced to 10 years in jail for just 2 marijuana cigarettes. Thankfully, John Lennon from the Beatles threw a benefit for John St. Clair, which contributed to his eventual release as a political prisoner in the war on marijuana consumers. I would now like to read the email that John St. Clair sent me on March 19, 2009, endorsing the MERP model. Bruce, I see you're starting to get some play here and there on the MERP model. Keep up the good work and don't let anyone discourage you. It's time to end this war on drugs at last. Not that I support it, but the events in Mexico show what happens when you have a war on drugs and the other side shows up to fight. They've just been pushing people around the states under this rubric for 40 years, and it's time to stop. I couldn't agree more. And that ends John St. Clair's letter to me. I believe that together we can end 71 years of marijuana prohibition and actually achieve some of the change that Obama lied to us about during the 2008 presidential campaign. And I believe there is no reason why it cannot happen immediately. I challenge Obama and all detractors to explain why this cannot happen right now. What possible legitimate reason could there possibly be? Possibly the strongest argument in favor of implementing the MERP model immediately is that it would rob the Mexican drug cartels of 70% of their profits, which originate from the sale of marijuana in the United States. MERP would deprive them of these profits, destroying the drug cartels and keeping over $27 billion in the U.S. economy each and every year after MERP is implemented. So it seems the sooner it's implemented, the better off we're going to be. What possible argument could Barack Obama or Congress have against moving forward with the MERP model immediately, given the irrefutable benefits that true marijuana relegalization would reap under the MERP model? So please join me in a peaceful crusade to derail the New World Order of Barack Insane Obama by relegalizing marijuana under the MERP model as early as July 2009. For information, more information, please go to MERP headquarters, which is at my website, newagecitizen.com. So this is yours in peace and freedom, Bruce Kane. I'm the originator of International Drug Policy Day, the author of the MERP model and the new agenda for America, of which it is a part. And finally, I'm the editor for the New Age Citizen website. Thanks so much for listening to me tonight. And Winston, you've been a good bird. You cooperated well. Thank you very much. Good night. What? What is it? What is it? What is it? Really? You don't say. You don't say. Well, look in the camera. See? No, look in the camera. See? No, you don't even know there's a camera going on, do you? No, you're being watched. Okay.